Alright, in this video I'm going to give you the #1 tip to growing your insurance agency from scratch, and I'm going to give you real life examples with a whiteboard on how you can do it and what you need to do literally today that's going to help you grow your agency from scratch. So let's dive into it. So my #1 tip to grow your insurance agency from scratch is to get outside of your comfort zone. I know it sounds super cliche, but I'm going to give you an example. Let's imagine a circle, okay? So inside this circle are all the things that you currently have and in your life. So let's just say your car, your income that you have, the house you live, the friends, etc. Those things that you have, these are the most common things that people think of: your house, car, friends, income that you have in your current life. Now, let's imagine all the things outside the circle that are things that you want and you don't have currently in your life, but you want, they're outside of your circle. So let's just say $1 million, big house, great friends, vacation house, let's just say, Ferrari, those kinds of things that everybody wants is outside of the circle. Now, if you simply expand your circle, this circle, and you expand it out, you can get all those things that you do want. And how do you do that? It's simply by getting outside of your comfort zone. So everybody wants to stay inside this circle because it is comfortable. Like, this is your comfort zone. So comfort zone is the circle. Okay? People don't want to get outside of that circle because it's uncomfortable. And so I'm going to tell you exactly the uncomfortable things that you could do today by starting and running an insurance agency to expand that circle and get the vacation house, the Ferrari, the $1 million in revenue or income, big house, and great friends. So, so I'll just point out real quick, you don't want to get outside of that comfort zone because it's safe from rejection, it's safe from failure. These are the main things that people are worried about when they're thinking about getting outside their comfort zone. And then the one that people don't talk about enough is even being safe from actual success. They start to get worried, like, what if I do open an insurance agency and it starts to go well and I have team members and I have a lot of money and now I have responsibilities and I'm afraid of success. Like, people are actually afraid of being successful. I know it's crazy, but like, it's true. There's a worry there. So what can you do to get outside of this circle and this comfort zone? Before I dive into like the actual steps of like what you can do, I just want to point out that like 97% of the people watching this video, and maybe you're one of them, maybe not, are not even actually going to take this advice and not do the things that you need to do to get outside your comfort zone and expand out and get the things you really want. So hopefully you're watching this, and hopefully you're in that 3% of people that are going to actually do what I'm saying right now and take this advice, and hopefully it changes the trajectory of your career and your life. So the first things first with insurance. Everybody wonders, like, one day I would love to get that big client 3 or 4 years from now. You cannot wait 3 or 4 years to get that big client when the timing is right. The time to call that dream client is today. So go and pick whatever your dream client is, the biggest client you can think of, and start calling them today. Because after 1 year or 2 years or 3 years of following up and calling them, they're going to start to recognize your name. And they're going to see you, and then they're going to want to work with you after 3 or 4 years. You can't wait till 3 or 4 years to start calling them. So call them today. The next thing is go to a random networking or business meeting. Like, show up and just, it's so underestimated what the power of just showing up. That's 80 or 90% of the game. Like just showing up. The other 10% or 20% is your skills and your enthusiasm and your ability. But just showing up is so powerful. So just go to the networking meetings. You know there's a bunch out there and you're just neglecting them. So go out to the networking meetings. Walk into the random business. When you're walking by a business and you know that this is an insurance product that you sell, like pop in there. Say, hey, is the owner around? I know it's uncomfortable. Other clients, customers are around ordering their donuts and their bagels and their coffee, and they're probably looking at you like, oh my gosh, who's this guy? And it's a little bit awkward because you're like, hey, is the owner here? And this pretty girl over there is looking at you because she's like just trying to order her coffee, and you're like, well, I might get rejected right now. So who cares? Do it anyway. This is how you get these things, okay? Forget that girl, you never see her again. The next thing is pick up the phone and set a goal. Be like, I want to make 100 calls today. Everyone's like, oh, 100 calls is so difficult to do. Break it up into an hour, like 25 calls an hour. You can do that like in 4 hours. That's super easy to do. So knock out 100 calls in 1 hour, in 1 day. It takes you 4 hours, and the amount of opportunities you're going to create from that is insane. Another thing is going through your contact list. Like ask every single friend and family member that you know for an opportunity to run them a quote for their insurance. Like they will give you a shot. If not, they will tell their friend or family member or somebody else to give you a shot. So go and just ask people that you know for an opportunity. They will do it, and it's going to expand and give you more opportunities. Okay. The next thing, there's no such thing as beating just hard work and determination. So coming in 1 hour early and leaving 1 hour late, like coming in 1 hour before your team and leaving an hour after your team. Those are simple things where you can just throw more time and more effort. You're going to start to win. When you stack up those hours day after day, week after week, month after month, it starts to stack up. You're going to get years ahead of your competition. Sending just cold emails, like set another goal, 50 emails, 50 cold emails every single day. Like that shouldn't take you more than an hour. Like getting a list of just emails put together on an Excel sheet and then just sending out a copy and paste email to 50 different emails, extremely easy, and you won't believe what that can lead to, the opportunities that can come from that. DMing people on Instagram, literally go through local people on Instagram and just DM them and just let them know who you are, what you can do, and how you can help them. You never know. These are like simple things you can do to take more shots. Just also make a video of yourself explaining what you do and the services you provide and posting it on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook so that it reaches a lot of people and your network and they can reach out to you. That will work while you're asleep. It'll work weeks and months later, and it's a great way to reach more people. I know it's uncomfortable too. A lot of people just don't like to get in front of the camera because they're nervous. They feel like they're going to sound weird or look weird. There's probably a bunch of people watching this right now that know me. They're like, Chris, you're so annoying. You're so weird. And I just do not care because I'm shooting more shots and I want these things more than I want the opinions of those people. I could care less. I could care less what these people are thinking or saying about me. Another thing is asking your top clients, like whoever you already have as a client, asking them for a referral. Everybody feels, and honestly, I'm a victim of this too. Not a victim. I'm negligent of this too. I just don't do this enough. Like I simply need to just ask my biggest customers, like, hey, is there anyone you know or a friend or another business that you know of that can maybe benefit from our service that that you could introduce us to? 9 out of 10 times they'll say, yeah, of course, I think my brother-in-law or my friend or I know another guy who might be able to help. Here's his email, shoot him a text, let him know about, that you work with us. It's a great, foot in the door saying, I already work with this tree service down the street. Is there any way we could help you run you a quote? They will give you a shot. It's a great way to get another opportunity. And this is the last one, and it's a really important one. Call the best or the biggest insurance agent that you know of, whether on social media, whether in your local area, and reach out to them and ask them for advice. Ask them for mentorship. Just say, hey, what would you do if you were me, if you were starting over? That is an extremely valuable and important thing you can do to knowledge is some of the most important things, and learning from the mistakes of others is a very, very important thing for your own success. It helps expedite your success. That's why I make a lot of these videos, to try to help a lot of agents out there to not make the same mistakes and learn from my experiences and stuff I've learned from other agents. Like, this isn't all stuff I've made up. Like, this is just an accumulation of information I've gathered from successful agents or just observing and my own experiences. So hopefully that does help. That's the end of this video. That's my number one tip to grow your insurance agency, independent agency from scratch, and get the dream life, whatever those things outside the circle. It doesn't need to be a Ferrari. It could be, an RV, a motorhome for you and your family, taking a trip across the United States. Hopefully that does help, and do those things. Hopefully you're in the 3% of people that listen to these advices that I'm giving out, and that's all I got. If you do get any value, like if you want, you don't have to. You can subscribe if you want, you don't have to. And DM me on Instagram, Chris the Insurance Guy, and that's it. We'll see you guys at the top. See you guys soon.